What's happening? I'm Scott Van Pelt. This is SportsCenter. Great to have you along with us. It's late, but I'm not tired yet. Gave you an idea of what was coming up on the show in a moment. What's up, the Masked Choir? We're good. Always, never a problem to hear them because we're not tired. I gave you an idea of what's coming up. Also, Lakers-Celtics tonight, the highlights from this game, and we go to the vault for something really cool that you probably have never seen before. Bird Magic, the very first time they met in the NBA. This is an excuse to show you that, so we will. That is on the way. Speaking of Lakers-Celtics, best thing I saw today, this, Marcus Smart, over his head, Semi Ojeleye, the big man over his head. So, back-to-back, where's Boomer? Here we go. Ready? Oh, I need the board. Right over his head, and then one more time. Nicely done. Semi Ojeleye and the Celtics win 107-96. As for the game that we just followed, you have a Timberwolves team that's off to a really nice start. 5 straight wins, 7-3. And you got a Golden State team that is without Kevin Durant. And then Golden State, in a close game in the third quarter, goes on an 18-4 run. They are able to avalanche you better than any other team in the NBA. And before you know it, it's a 24-point victory for Golden State. Jeff Van Gundy, kind enough to stick around. And I just want to get your thoughts, Jeff, about without Durant, the ability of this team to throw those combinations of punches and the flurry of points. I don't know what anyone can do to slow that down. I would ask you as a guy that's coached, what would your strategy be when Golden State gets going like that?
Well, your best defense is going to be a good offense, but even without Durant, I think they would be the favorite to win the NBA championship. You know, they won one without him, so I don't – this is still an explosive team. Your offense has to be sound and solid. You've got to make, so they take it out of the net. You've got to get to the free throw line to slow the pace of the game down. And most importantly, you can't turn the ball over. And that's very hard to do, all three of those things, because Golden State's such a good defensive team.
I just want to make sure I heard you correct. You think they'd win the title without Durant at all?
Absolutely. They won one before without him. I don't see what would change. They're the deepest team. They just have such a bigger margin of error with Durant because they're just playing with such a talent advantage, such a skill advantage, that even with Durant not there, they're still just an outstanding team.
Steve Kerr, I think he's a brilliant guy, and he allows his team to govern itself to some degree, and yet when he felt he had to get their attention, he clearly did. He mentioned basketball karma and lack of attention to detail and focus and this and that. How much do you think that message was all it took to get this team back to being focused on what it needs to be the best?
Well, I think you're talking about 4 straight years for Golden State and for Cleveland, and it's hard to stay excited about the process of going through the long season because you know inevitably Golden State is thinking already playoffs. And you know, their defense was not as strong to start the year. They handled the ball haphazardly, as they did at times tonight. But at the end of the day, they know that if they try on defense and they take care of the ball on offense, they're just too good to be stopped, and that they'll cruise along and into another championship if they're healthy.
Yeah, human nature is the hardest thing to fight in whatever we do in life, and I can understand. As good as they are, it would be easy to coast and to cruise, but when they're focused, there's nobody better. Jeff, appreciate the time. Safe travels. Look forward to talking throughout this season.
All right, take care, Scott.
We pivot from the champs to the Lakers and the Celtics, and that rivalry implies many things. The greatness of their histories, both individually and as a rivalry, is understood. At the moment, it's a very young Lakers team trying to find its way. An almost equally young Boston team already has found its footing after losing the first 2 of this season and now has ripped off 10 straight. Kyrie Irving. And the handle. We could lead with him every single night, just showing off and showing out. Here, that's on Lonzo Ball, but he bullies pretty much everybody in this league. Here, coming off the curl, hits that. Luke Walton impressed. Neither team shot particularly well in this one. All right, here we go with the handles. Up, loses it. Wait, here we go. And wait for it. Hesitation. Left hand. 12 points in the first half, and the Celtics led by 9 at the break. Jason Tatum, just 19. He's been so good for the Celtics here. Well, careless and gets the steal. He'd be forced to leave the game due to right ankle soreness, spotted in a walking boot after the game. He will have more tests on Thursday. So obviously Celtics fans keep an ear out for that. Third quarter, they're up 10. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope gets shook, then ends up on the wrong end of this when Aaron Baynes punches it home. More on him in a minute. KCP was looking for the off arm. Yeah, he did shove with that left arm, but it was not called. Irving, 19, 6, 5 assists. Celtics up 13 after the free throw. And then it's Baynes again. A career-high tying 21, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and the Celtics win by 11. They've won 10 straight. Joined now by noted offensive juggernaut Aaron Baynes of the Boston Celtics after a 21-point night, which ties your career high. I'm kidding a bit, but with Al out, I obviously you took a little bit more on your plate than usual. Tell me about your night.
Mate, it was just a credit to the guys. They draw so much attention from the defense that, I'm left pretty wide open. I'm just trying to be out there, find myself in the right place and try and finish as best I can. So it's a credit to the team and the system that we have offensively.
All right, I feel like we've been talking now for about a minute, which means we're basically best friends. So now I can be totally honest with you about why I wanted to talk to you. Yes, you had a great night. Yes, you guys are rolling. But it's no secret that I don't have a lot of hair. And your setup with the man bun and all, I'm just mesmerized by it. I just want to know, how do you arrive at deciding this is what the look is that where you want to be? How'd that happen?
Oh, mate, that's one of the shout-outs to my missus for that one. She said she wanted long hair and a beard, and, I like the show Vikings, so I told her that's fine, but I'm going to shave the sides. So, between us, we kind of came to that agreement, and that's what they say about marriage. It's a whole lot of compromise. So, we found one with the look that I've got going right now.
So this is a tribute to your bride. This is the look that she fancies right here.
I mean, not exactly, but I said it's a compromise of the look that she wanted. She wanted the long hair and the beard. I said that's fine, but it's give and take, and I think I gave her a little bit more, so It's all right.
As you do.
I like it, and it's working right now.
Right, happy wife, happy life. I just am curious. Is there any is there any next step for this? Is there anywhere else to go? Because it seems like you kind of settled into a real comfortable place with this.
Oh, mate, that one's up to her. She's my appointed stylist, and she does everything on that front. I'm just trying to be out there and play basketball. The rest is up to her. I live in her world. So,
understood.
Like you said, happy wife, happy life.
We all do. And obviously they're turning the lights off in the building, which is my cue to stop asking idiotic questions. Congrats on the great night. Congrats on 10 wins in a row. Stay healthy. Good luck this year, all right? Appreciate you joining the show.
No worries, Scott. Appreciate it, mate.
Baynes and the Celtics now have reeled off 10 consecutive. The NBA's best record belongs to them. How have they done it? Largely on defense. The Celtics have the best defensive efficiency since the start of the streak, and it's not even close, as they are allowing 5 points per 100 possessions fewer than any other team during this span. Houston Rockets and Golden State Warriors began the day 8-3. We know they're good. After their win Wednesday night, the Detroit Pistons are 8-3. I don't know if they're good, but I know this much. In the past year, we mostly discussed Detroit, so we could show this picture of Stan Van Gundy, which looks like it could have been on the liner notes.